What's up, y'all? It's your man's DHR2. Welcome to an edition of Let's Talk. So, we're going to be doing a whole bunch of random topics. We're going to be talking about everything that we need to be discussing. Um, Let me just say that the topics that we're going to be talking about is going to be a whole bunch of craziness from wrestling to an ex cop sentenced for 10 years. Uh, we're going to be talking about a whole lot of stuff. What's up, Brian? So, if you're new, make sure to subscribe to my channel right now, because in the next few hours, we're going to be talking about everything, and we're going to make sure we're going to stay on one topic, then we'll move on to another topic. So you guys know how we do. So you guys know how the DH crew do. We talk about everything. We interact with each other. We'll ask each other's questions and we'll help each other out. So you guys know how we do. So, and unfortunately, I lost 2 subscribers. That's no surprise because that's how it is in YouTube nowadays. You win some, you lose some. At this point, I don't even care. So I just whatever. I basically watched WCW a little bit when I was young. The only clip I saw one time was Scott Hall drunk on TV, throwing throwing up and stuff, and he threw up on screen. That was the only time I saw a clip of that. But I did play one of their games on the PlayStation One video game demos, and I remember I was playing with Ric Flair wrestling, I think Diamond Dallas Page or somebody, but I wasn't really into WCW like that back then. But looking back at it now, like in the early 90s, you can tell they had a thing going on competing with the WWF, when Raw ratings was not in its peak. So I guess you could say that, I need to do a whole lot of catching up, but I did hear, I was watching this documentary on YouTube about the Monday Night Wars in the early 2000s. In 2001, they went out of business. Vince bought the WCW, and ever since then, you got wrestlers coming from that company on to the WWE. Some still wrestling in that company today. Some are wrestling, in other companies. You still got Booker T, Goldberg, Scott Hall, you know, X Pac, Six Pack, or 1, 2, 3 Kid, however you want to call him. Um, do you remember Chris Benoit? I mean, I've seen a couple of clips of him on YouTube years ago, and I didn't like him in WCW, but when he was in the WWE, you could tell he had some potential. You know, he was really in the beginning of his career, you know, but in 2007, he basically turned around and just, you know, he messed up. Do you know the Undertaker used to be a part of it? Yeah, I did. I've seen the documentary on YouTube called "This Is My Yard." Um, I think basically I didn't know that Mark Calloway used to be in WCW. Then he went on to wrestle in other wrestling companies, as me, Mark Calloway, and you know he from Houston, Texas, so you know the country accent is gonna come right out of him. So there, when he came back around in the early '90s, that's when everything changed. Undertaker, no. Here's the funny story about this. The Undertaker's original name was Kane the Undertaker. So, and to me, I think they were basically foreshadowing, you know, 7 years later. No, no, 8 years later, when his real brother Kane um debuted around 1897. So I think that right there is what kind of makes sense in sort of way. I'm not sure, but all I know is that that's kind of strange. And Brother Love, man, he was pink. I mean, that brother was seriously pink back in the '90s, though, man. Like, I mean, I can't tell you, he was backstage practicing how to hold his breath for 30 minutes. That's why you're probably wondering why his whole body was all pink and stuff. I know that he's white and everything, but he was just straight out pink. Like, you would think that he was like a raw piece of raw chicken or some pig feet or something. But yeah, man, I think those were the days when a lot of WWE wrestlers used to wrestle in WCW. I guess they just want a better pay, so oh well. I love the Jazz Benoit 80. Yeah, man, when they came into the WWE, when they came into the WWF in the early 2000s, they had a best heel group. You could tell they had some very potential things going on. They could have stayed together, but once they started teaming up with the man Hamilton Machine, you know, I don't know, man. It's like when you have your original group and you're doing fine, then Shane McMahon has some ideas. Man, you should be with us, and we'll be even better. That's kind of like what happened to the Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness when he had his whole thing going on by himself until Shane McMahon pretty much made him the corporate ministry. I did not like that at all, but it did have some legendary moments in the Attitude Era that was like, okay, yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with it, so I can't get mad at that. So, okay, he used to be with Paul Heyman when. Oh yeah, bruh, I forgot about that though. Brandon. Thank you for clearing that up, man. I forgot about all of that though. I forgot that he was with Paul Heyman at the time. Paul basically said it himself in plenty of interviews, even in the documentary. When he saw 6'10", 328-pound young man, you could tell he had serious potential, going into the wrestling business. So like I said, he didn't work out in the WCW, but once he came into the WWF, it was game over for him. Like he was going to be a pop star even today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna do a reaction to that one day, man. So yeah, let's bring up something that really bothered me today. So y'all heard about what happened to um I forgot his name, but he's a minister at his church. What shocked me the most is when the judge and the cop gave a hug to an ex-cop that killed a black person. Y'all had no idea. I mean, y'all have no idea how angry I got mentally because this is the person that took away your loved one. And if you expect me to forgive those who took away your loved ones, I want you to look me in my eyes right now and tell me that I should forgive those who hurt me and my family. I don't think so. Because what I saw on social media really made me angry. But I'm not playing with this though. And the reason why I'm ranting quietly, it's because the justice system is broken. It's been broken since day one. Why is it every time cops kill us for no other? Why is it that the cops kill us for no reason? And we was in my school, we was talking about a young teenager, a young high schooler who did a story on police brutality. Why they're killing us, why they're assaulting us, why they are basically just treating us like crap. And it's all true. And that right there was a prime example of just because you're a police officer or an ex-police officer, you get a slap in the wrist once again. Because one, she killed an unarmed black man. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because she claimed that she thought that she was in her own home, and she accidentally walked into a house when she didn't realize that the black man was in his own house. But you randomly shot him for no reason. But he was sitting in the living room on the couch eating ice cream. Are you serious right now? A freaking ice cream. What the heck is going on with the justice system? This is not me being, in character. This is me being serious. I'm being real, actually real about this, y'all. You can't expect me to forgive those who did that. Not on my watch, I'm not. The Bible may say that, but I'm a Christian. I forgive certain people, but her, I'm never gonna forgive her. Now after everything she's done, if it were my family, but what she did to that family as well, she clearly got a slap on the wrist. And the worst part about that video is that he gave her a hug for forgiveness. Yeah, right. Like that's gonna happen. You can't expect me to say otherwise when it comes to this particular situation. I'm never gonna forgive those who did that to my family. I don't know why they decided to do that. The judge did the same thing, and guess what? The judge was black. So that right there raises red flags all over the place. Even the people on social media was angry. I mean, they were angry about this. So I don't know how you're gonna stand and tell me that you should forgive those who accidentally murdered your family when you know that they clearly did that on purpose. They knew exactly what they were doing. So ain't no surprise there. You know what I'm saying? As a black man myself, I am super embarrassed to be an American. Why do you think they're doing the one knee? This is why we kneel. And if you expect us to respect America after what's going on when it comes to us, I don't think so. I don't think so. My family's going through a rough time right now, so I feel your pain. What's going on with my family and my family? Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm praying for you as well. And this is probably the worst part of today because when I found out they gave her 10 years in jail, there were all kinds of questions running through my head right now. Why is that she a cop? She could get away with it. She's okay of just taking one of our lives because she's a cop. She should have been fired and, you know, given life in jail. 10 years is not enough. When she gets out, she's probably going to be, be back working as a cop, killing us once again for dumb, stupid reasons, any excuse. Even the lawyers didn't really buy anything she was saying, just to make herself look like, she's innocent or all this, try to get a slap on the wrist. Well, congratulations, she's got a slap on the wrist thanks to that stupid judge and the police officer. And I saw what happened in the surveillance camera. Man, do I gotta tell y'all about this. This girl, she was basically just doing her hair just to prepare for the sentencing. Who in the right mind does that? Please tell me who in the right mind does that. I'm just ashamed. I'm ashamed. Like, come on now, for real? Outside my dad, a guy that owned and married with two boys and things like that. Man, look, I'm sorry to hear that once again. Some people do have problems with alcohol, and it's hard for them to, cut back on certain habits. And it, the only thing I can tell you is to start doing the intervention. Send him to a rehab to work on his sobriety. You know, make sure he's doing what he's supposed to do, staying sober and staying healthy, and keep praying for him. You know what I'm saying? So I know how it goes. I've seen it. I see it. I see this. Too often, every now and then, and I just feel like you know the more I watch the news, the more angry I get because I'm just so sick of this broken system that we're living in. And let me tell you, let me tell y'all what we were doing today in my school. We were doing the a story of a young teenager who was doing a story on police brutality. Why they're getting away with everything because they're racist. They feel like they can feel the power of to abuse us, racial slurs, calling us names and stuff, getting away with everything, telling us we shouldn't break the law, but really they're the ones breaking the laws of their own. So you know what they say, what goes around comes around. And I believe one day, one freaking day, that everything they do is wrong will come back around them. Now, now I shall be asking the question, who's laughing now? Golly, man. Yo, this is deep, man. Like, we're really talking some serious stuff, man. And this is no joke. That's why we said we gotta pray for them. So we gotta pray for our families. Life. You know what I'm saying? Life may suck, but I'm gonna tell you what I learned in my life while going through the process. Stay strong, believe in yourself, believe in God, and most of all, pray and ask and ask the Lord to be with you and cover you everywhere you go, protect you and your family. That's probably the best advice I can give to you. All right, on to something light. So, what's up, video game lover 58? Thanks for stopping by. And yes, AEW was amazing last night. And when I first seen the TV show, I was literally just going on the edge of my seat, just seeing of how great the action is, the entrance of Cody Rhodes and Sammy Guevara. I was literally just going crazy of how well. Hey Brandon, listen, man. Listen, we're gonna get off that topic right now. We're gonna focus on something light, okay? All right, y'all. Listen, when we're doing this, man, when I say we're moving on to another topic, we gotta move on from that. So we're gonna leave that in the past for now. We're gonna focus on the now. So now we're gonna talk about AEW. Why I think it is an incredible show. It's all good, man. Man, I don't mind. And I heard that the Washington Nationals are doing good, but for me, I'm just not really a baseball fan like everybody else. But I'm glad to hear that somebody from my DC or from my hometown where I'm from is actually doing something right. Unlike the Redskins, and that's saying something. And yeah, here I am wearing it. Yeah. So getting back to wrestling, all Elon wrestling. So there are a lot of good things and there are a lot of bad things. Um, Cody Rhodes versus Sammy Guevara was a good match. The ending was crazy. Then Chris Jericho came out, and let me tell you something. They did a fantastic job, in DC because Cody Rhodes and them did a fantastic job on bringing in the crowd, and the crowd was just eating everything alive. They didn't care how bad the match was, as long as they were enjoying the show. And you know what? I'm glad they did. And the best part about that show's debut is how many viewers they got. 1.409 million views. Like, that right there sounds like a groundbreaking moment, like a milestone on its first week. That is incredible. Well, they're not really sexy, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm into wrestlers, not looks. As long as I'm seeing talent, that's all that matters. So, I hope AEW will put WWE out of business. I wouldn't say that, that put them out of business. Maybe the WWE could just somehow learn how to step up their game and stop being so PG for once in their life and to do something a little bit more, well, more edgy and more, aggressive stuff. Like busting somebody open. If you do something like that, you could bring in new viewers, bring back new viewers that want to see something different within Raw and SmackDown. Like I told y'all, if you do something like that, chances are, things will get back to the way they used to be. But as I'm seeing, I don't think so. How that again, Dustin Rhodes wearing this time despite no bands hood. Well, here's the thing. The only reason why he came out was because to help his brother Cody when he was being attacked. When he was being attacked by you know Chris Jericho now. But man, let me tell you something that is really shocking the most. Yeah, you're right though, man. But I think that kind of threw me off though. But I mean, even when he had his ring attire when he didn't have his street clothes on, bruh, the crowd just went nuts. And I'm gonna tell you what else happened next. Jack Hager comes out of nowhere and just start beating up everybody. And I'm just thinking, OMG. This whole thing kind of reminded me of WCW back then when Scott Hall and Kevin Nash debut in 1996. This is insane though. Like Jack Hager, who knew the crowd would have popped like crazy? I always was I always was I read about wrestlers dressed to wear this spot not being. Yeah, well, I mean, Big D. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. You know, I don't think it was their fault, but I kind of believe that it was Cody Rhodes' fault because he shouldn't. I mean, he should have informed his brother that you come out wearing the street clothes, so that way you wouldn't have people thinking that you're wrestling, but he was not. So I kind of get where you're coming from with this stuff. So, and I respect your opinion as well. Oh, trust me, Brandon, they got buried. They got buried big time. AEW cannot hire for more. Well, unfortunately, Big D, I think it's gonna happen soon. Remember in my old videos when I said about Goldberg and everybody else from the WWE possibly or rumored to be coming to AEW? Well, some rumors came true. Chris Jericho came to AEW. John Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose, came to AEW. Uh, well, Dustin Rhodes. Well, we all know that he went to AEW because of his brother to honor the father, Dusty Rhodes. Uh, I don't know who Sammy Callahan, but I'ma check him out soon. I'm gonna look at some of the highlights to see what he's about. So I'm gonna see what I can do. So that doesn't mean another guy is gonna do. Well, basically, as long as they don't do too many chair shots to the head. If you take The Rock versus Mankind in the 1989 Royal Rumble, for example, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's what 10 or 11 shots to the head. Yeah, don't let that happen in AEW though, because I don't want to see nobody get a concussion or die in the ring. Part of what made The Rock so over in the 90s is when he came out with the sunglasses. Oh man, you know what? I sometimes wonder. He keeps saying $100,000 shirt or $100 shirt. I don't know if that's actually true or not because you cannot get those kind of shirts in Walmart or Kmart or any other clothing stores in the city. I don't think I would even see those type of clothes in the stores unless they're like really expensive. But if it were like $100,000, I would probably bring that sucker all the way down to like $50 or a $20 shirt or a $15 shirt. I would probably do that, but if he said they had some $100,000 shirt or a jacket, I would have, man, forget it. You gotta like win the lottery to do all of that. That would have been super funny. He had that. Uh, I'm much more fly than everyone else attitude. Yeah, he did though, man. And guess what? That gimmick right there is what made The Rock pop in the first place. If you do stuff like that, it works. Even though he's mixed, he's half Samoan and half black. Guess what? He still had that nigga attitude, and that's what makes him the most popular wrestler of all time. Sorry if I said the N word, but you guys know where I'm getting at. So, look at Mick Foley and look at all the chair shots of the head. Yeah, yeah, I remember that though. I remember. You know, the Attitude Era in the '90s was so entertaining. I'll never forget the match when him and The Rock had when Stone Cold came out. The whole crowd, they were just the whole crowd just went off. Like you can barely hear the commentators, and barely hit the chair shots. The crowd was just in it, everything alive. And you know what? That's probably a blessing. You know what I'm saying? I love when crowds get, hype up, they get excited, they get energized. Though that right there is what you call real emotion, real feelings. Just like last night in All Elite Wrestling, I felt everything. That is something that the WWE lacked over the last 12 years of being PG. They failed to capitalize, they failed to create, they failed to step up its plate. And I feel like All Elite Wrestling definitely stepped up. If they do something like this next Wednesday, oh, I would be watching. So I would bet you $10. I would $10 if I go to Facebook right now, and if I see one WWE fanboy talking trash about the ratings of All Elite Wrestling, it's because they're the ones that are delusional. So some of my favorite wrestlers are Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Chris Benoit. So I go ask questions. Hey, look, man, I'm not judging you. Ain't nothing wrong with that being a Canadian. You know, I like them too. I think those are like one of my favorite wrestlers from the 90s. So you are excited for the next show? I am. Trust me, I am so excited for next week because y'all know how I do. Um, just like I did last night. After the show went off, I did a review. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because the show was good. The product was good, even though it did have some ups and downs. But guess what? Despite all of that nonsense, the show still drew in good ratings. And that right there is what you call making good product. Making us care that want to buy your product. If they end up coming up with a video game, I'm buying it. I am buying it with every penny out of my pocket. I'm not joking. I would. Stone Cold's gimmick didn't relate to everyone. His characters are certain crowd can identify with. This is where the Rock comes in. Here's the thing though with Stone Cold's gimmick. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Stone Cold's gimmick was your stereotypical Texan country boy, you know, that was struggling with this life, trying to find a good paying job until he came into the wrestling business. He worked in with multiple wrestling companies from WCW, ECW, and now he came into the WWF in 1996. And since then, his character blew up. And what I love about his gimmick is how funny he was. The rivals with Bret Hart, Owen Hart, The Rock, Vince McMahon, Triple H, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, you know, all the other stars that he feuded over the years. That right there is what made me love Stone Cold's gimmick so much. And you know what? I still, listen, Stone Cold is a legend. Like, you cannot go wrong with him, though. For real. Triple H, well, he was a bad guy. Triple H's gimmick as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, he was kind of like that, British character. He was all polite and everything, you know. Uh, I did not like his gimmick at all. But if he were to do that, the little gimmick he had when he first debuted, I would have definitely laughed my butt off if Triple H did that today. Like, nigga, sit your butt down, man. You old wrinkled. You know what I'm saying? I would have been just laughing my butt off when I said that, though. So, agreed. In the first show, hit 1 million views. Yeah, it is, man. AEW is like that. They're doing their thing. I wouldn't be surprised if they hit another milestone next week. So, tomorrow, I got to get ready to do some wrestling review for SmackDown review. If I do it. But TNA, if I remember correctly, never got close to any WWE show's views. Yeah, here's the thing about TNA. In my opinion, TNA was what it was. Before they decided to change everything, they were the Monster Abyss, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle, Booker T, the Main Event Mafia, Sting, Hulk Hogan, the Beautiful People, Gail Kim, Awesome Kong. Like they had so many great talents in TNA. Oh, Bobby Roode and James Storm. I think that's what. Yeah, James Storm. Um, I think the Beer Buddies. That's what they call it. Jeff Hardy was there. Jeff Jarrett, the co-founder of TNA. Let me tell you something. One of my favorite moments from TNA is when they did this whole Dixie Carter angle when she became a heel. You know, everybody in the locker room from heel to babyface, um Devon Dudley power bombed her from the top rope into the table. The whole crowd in Brooklyn were just lit. I mean, they were out of their seats. I mean, TNA back then was so watchable, you would literally think that they can't even do that today. So TNA, as of right now, is unbearable to watch. The crowd is boring. They're dead. The matches were boring to watch. And yeah, yeah, man. My hometown DC did a great job on that show last night. DC crowd was just eating everything up on AEW, and they were the reason why I love that show. Believe that. Um, I'll be watching SmackDown 20th anniversary. Um, I might do a reaction. Well, not reaction. I might do a review on a SmackDown episode, and I might do a review on Brock Lesnar versus Kofi Kingston for the World Heavyweight Title. If I watch it, if I do, I'm not sure. But all I know for sure is that I mean Dixie Carter taking a bump on the table. Yeah, yeah. I mean she got a fat booty too though. So yeah, I mean yeah, man. Dixie Carter got a, you know what I'm saying, she got some nice cakes on her too. You know I love booty. Let me stop, man. I'm being stupid, man. All right, I'm gonna watch SmackDown on Fox tomorrow. So I will, man. Trust me. I'm gonna enjoy it myself. I'm glad that they're, you know, changing up for what they're doing, because I can tell Fox is gonna do a good job with SmackDown. Hopefully they do, because I don't want to see no more PC nonsense, you know, like we have over the last few years. And I'm hoping the New Day breaks up. I wouldn't be surprised if I uh, hear that SmackDown had the worst viewing, had the worst rating on the show. If they do, oh well, not our fault, y'all fault for not making the effort. So when y'all's Fox debut, I would watch AEW all day instead of the PG crap. I would too. But here's the thing though. I did a review of Raw. Raw was fine, but it did have a lot of stupid moments. I like some stuff, but not. But that doesn't mean that the show was good by any means. I wouldn't be surprised if Rocklon Stevens, aka Ezekiel Jackson, came. Wait, I didn't know that he was retired. I did not know Ezekiel Jackson was retired from wrestling. I'm thinking he was still wrestling. That right there was like a shock to me, though, to say the least. I read about Brock is going to be having his first title match at SmackDown, 15 years. Oh wow, really? So they're basically giving him more and more dollars to perform on TV once again. I think this is the one thing that kills me with this company. I feel like since Brock Lesnar's been back on TV, they got to rely on him to try to draw in more viewers just because he's on SmackDown. Like y'all could have done something different besides paying all this dude this money to wrestle on SmackDown TV. I don't know, man. Something ain't right. AEW kind of reminded me of the Attitude Era. They did. Thanks to the crowd. The crowd did a good job on that, man. The crowd is what made me love this episode of All Elite Wrestling Dynamite. Every time I hear the word Dynamite, I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? I think of Doritos Dynamite. You know them Dynamite chips that taste like Flaming Hot Cheetos. That's what it tastes like. Oh, by the way, The Rock is going to return. I heard based on the promos they keep showing. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that. So I'm definitely ready. Mm. I mean, that makes sense, man. That makes sense. You know, I never was a big Ball Lesnar fan. He was a good in the 2000s, but never one of my favorites. That's what ain't gonna take her. Yeah. Speaking of Taker though, what is with this stupid rivalry between him and Brock Lesnar about this mystery woman, that claims that she had an affair with the Undertaker? She comes out looking like a $2 stripper, a broke porn star wannabe, out claiming that the Undertaker had an affair with her, and getting mad at him for not being honest. And she's one that initiated the whole thing. And his ex-wife, Sarah, she was going off on TV. I'm like, oh boy. guarantee, guarantee the Rock wasn't cheap either. I can tell, because once you're rich, man, you can buy anything expensive. So it's your money. Use it when you need it. Use it when you want to do it. Dude has the busiest schedule. I know. You know what I'm saying? He's in movies. He's in talk shows. Um, I guess for him to come on SmackDown, I think it'll be great. You know what? Tomorrow on SmackDown, I'm hoping and praying that they're gonna be 10 times better than SmackDown 1000 like last year. Please let it be better than last year. I don't want to watch another SmackDown one. Watch another SmackDown 1000. That's all I ask. So, Bret said he needed an edge mentally on Taker. Wow. Well, he might have gotten his wish. I heard the Undertaker supposed to be coming back on SmackDown tomorrow. She might be on SmackDown tomorrow too. I haven't seen Tori Wilson on TV since Raw the Raw 26th anniversary. I think that was the last time I've seen her. And plus, she ain't have no kids and anything. She's like a fitness model, living the healthiest lifestyle. So I can't get mad at her for that. Yeah, man. Whoever wrote that storyline, stop smoking. I think I'm gonna watch that promo after Hell in a Cell back in 2002. So I think I'm gonna check it out. I know. You wanna know why she barely aged? Because she's healthy, she's positive, and that's what I like. I mean, I'll try to get like that. I'm in about 5 years because I'll be 30 in 2 years. So I gotta stay young and happy and positive because life is too short. So, hey, do you think that there's gonna be? Oh shoot. Hey, eh, you Ping, I didn't get a chance to answer your question. Man, the live chat is going crazy right now. Leather John Moxley glass table, bruh. That moment right there is what made me mark. I marked out like crazy when he did that. I was like, yes, this is what the WWE is lacking. You know what I'm saying? They were basically lacking entertainment and action. Thank the Lord, all Elite Wrestling did just that. And that right there is what makes me respect this company even more. Shout out to Cody Rhodes for them for doing what they're supposed to do, giving us what we want, entertaining us, giving us best quality matches, the best interest, the best quality, the best looking stages in arenas. And bruh, they did it. They did it. I don't know what's worse, that or when DDP was talking to Sarah. Bruh, I can't get into that though. But all I know is that Undertaker's rivalry with Diamond Dallas Page was strange, very strange. But the Undertaker's ex-wife did had a fat booty on her. So look, you can't fault me on that one. All right, so I like how AEW's in ring action is more realistic. Yeah, they are. You barely see any botches though. That's a few things that I didn't notice. They were no botches. They were real. They were real action, real moments, raw moments. It's it feels like I'm watching the old school Attitude Era videos. That right there is what makes me love wrestling. Cody Rhodes, he gave us what we want. He gave us things that Vince McMahon refused to give us. Good quality matches. And he did. You know what I'm saying? Cody Rhodes is my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's one of those guys that I respect the most. So, shout out to him. AEW isn't at a mercy of sponsors. And good. I'm glad they're not. And if they try to, and politicians and politics to try to do that, I don't think I want to watch that show anymore. So they better not try that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Vince McMahon them did that, and look how bad that turned out. Yeah, now I mean I think I heard that he was doing good in MMA. Um, so I guess that the reason why he came to All Elite Wrestling was because he wanted better pay. That's what I'm assuming. I'm not sure, but Taker hated WCW so much that he went out of his way to. Well, in that case, Mark Holloway deserved better. So I ain't gonna lie. Just like Triple H in 2003. Yeah, Triple H and Goldberg's rivalry in 2003 was very, well, mixed bag. When Goldberg came into the WWE in 2003, I thought his career would have become better, but I can see why they ruined him. You know, even in the 2004 Royal Rumble, he did dominate some guys. And at WrestleMania 20, when he wrestled Brock Lesnar, that match was one of the worst things I've ever seen. When I said that it was one of the worst, it was definitely the worst. Just staring at each other, not moving a muscle. I'm like, what is this crap? What am I watching? So, so Well, once he came into the WWF, look what happened. He blew up. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? That ain't really work with him. So about Vince, he does need to retire. He's really old to run a company, really too old to run a company that is big. Well, he's been running it since forever. His father, Vince McKennedy, Vincent Kennedy Sr. owned the company first before Vince McMahon Jr., aka Vince McMahon, took over. Although he took over the company, his son was sick. Vince McMahon is a sick individual. And I don't want to get into the details of why he is the way he is though, but that's probably for another video, you know. Here's the thing. Although Vince McMahon owns this company, back then he was a genius. He created the Attitude Era. He gave us the classic moments. You know, even HBK was complimented that. Probably so, but HBK was messed up himself as well. He was on some drugs, yo. HBK he looking back is glad he didn't go to WCW. Yeah, he probably made the right decision because just you know what I'm saying, just like Undertaker, Shawn Michaels was loyal. You know, it would have been funny that he was when he did went to WCW, he'll probably have a different gimmick. So take a bury DDP because of his hatred for WCW. Okay, that I did not notice about his hatred towards WCW. That right there is what would have explained the invasion in 2001 um, about Team WWF versus Team WCW or the invasion. You know, that angle in 2001 is what capitalized the Attitude Era way back then, and it's still one of the most legendary moments of all time. They had a real storyline. They had good writing, good moments. You know, it's great. DDP was the unlucky choice. Probably so, but Undertaker handled his behind with ease. So, yeah. Do you think he had too many titles during the invasion angle? Maybe sure, but Undertaker and Kane were the tag team champions in 2001, so I don't see that happening. So, the invasion angle was detained, um, destined to be a failure. Well, here's the thing. Before they did that in Survivor Series, when Stone Cold was still a heel, Vince McMahon tried to convince Stone Cold to come join Team WWF, but not for a long term. But oh, I didn't realize it was after 10 o'clock. All right, so my bad. I was watching something on TV. Hey, do you? Oh shoot, right, y'all comments is coming in crazy, man. As much as I hated the invasion angle, it did have its moments and pay per view were good. Yeah, they were though, especially in Survivor Series when Chris Jericho turned on them, and the only way the invasion angle would have ever been successful is for Vince, Bischoff, and Heyman to have a third party. But that would have made sense though. You know, just having them all together would have made it more interesting. You know, SummerSlam was awesome, and Unforgiven and No Mercy were great. The old SummerSlam, the old SummerSlam pay-per-views and No Mercy pay-per-views were a lot better than today's pay-per-views, in my opinion. So, um, if this guy would have run the storylines together, they would run him for sure. Maybe, I guess. It's pretty bad on Twitter, Daniel. Wait, Big D, what you talking about was bad on Twitter? Like, was it what Daniel Bryan? Like, what's up? The WCW titles they had during the Invasion angle where they were tied the US title. Yeah, Vince Bishop and Heyman were the egos. There's no way any of them would have won a storyline unbiased. Yeah, man, if they were to do that, it would have been super confusing, and the storylines would have been super just awkward. But Big D, what did you say that with that? It was pretty bad on Twitter. Like, who are you talking about? I'm kind of curious. I don't know what I think I is. I gotta stay focused. All right, y'all. I think I'm gonna have one more minute before I end this live stream because this is getting good. So Taker and King were both WWE and WCW tag champions. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did hear about that. So I think it's safe to say that Undertaker and Kane were the best tag teams, though. You know, in 2001, they were really entertaining to watch. Undertaker with his biker gimmick. Um, Here's the worst part I hate about today's marks. They always gotta say that they want Undertaker to come back as the American Badass and they want him to retire. Like, I wish they would just stop dictating on when he should retire. The man is 54 years old or 55 years old. He's a grown man. He can make his own decisions. If he chooses to retire, let him. Like, if you don't like him, don't watch. It's just that simple. If you don't have anything nice to say about him, don't say anything at all. Like, you're not his father, you're not his manager. He's a grown man. He can make his own decision. Like, seriously, enough already. Brothers was struggling. Yeah, they were, man. They were amazing and entertaining to watch. Um, both Taker's real life friends. Yeah, man, I heard about it though. I heard when he was talking about his friend and Crush. You know, I think he was dealing with some personal demons and he ended up dying. And then I seen the pictures on Instagram and him and Crush were backstage. You know, before WrestleMania. I was like, I'm like, dag, man. That gimmick should have stayed in the 2000s though. Yeah, I mean that right there, you know, showcases how Mark Calloway is in real life. Even though he brought back the original Deadman gimmick in 2004, in real life he's still that Texan person. You know what I'm saying? Mark Calloway is from Houston, Texas, so it makes sense. So you know, ironic enough, I was watching Undertaker's old Attitude Era videos from the late '90s. He was pretty much speaking clearly, you know, without trying to have his country accent come out. I'm like, huh? I was like, okay, that makes sense. Of course, these people are bothering Undertaker over the fact that he's still wrestling. Yeah, I know. Smarks are the biggest problem in the WWE. Every time every time the media brings up the part about legends coming back, all I hear is, oh man, why can't the legends just stay at home, man? This is about the new generations. They shouldn't come back. They had a prime. Like, shut up. Y'all need to realize that the legends come back because they draw ratings. And yes, even though the Hogan and Ric Flair thing was a bit strange and everything, but when you think about it, saying the views kept on popping because they put people in seats. They bring people in. And that's one of the main reasons why the current roster isn't doing so good, because one, you don't know how to work with them. So it's just sad to me how we have to come to this nowadays because of the smarts. It's embarrassing. Taker himself roasted a group of fans in a podcast. When did he do that? When did Undertaker roast people in the podcast? Please tell me when. Because if it were me, I would have been joining on the fans though. Like, man, y'all some faggot people crying about me wrestling. So, man, shut up. If it wasn't for me, man, y'all wouldn't be here. That's what I would have told them. If they want to talk trash about me, shoot, paybacks is a must. So you already know. What are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. I'm gonna find a video of Undertaker roasting fans. Because if I did see that, man, I would have been laughing my butt off. I was like, well, that's what y'all keep talking trash, man. Y'all did it. Y'all started it. You're gonna pay for it. So, I think people who bothers Taker over him wrestling is trolls, because trolls don't have lives. They don't. So I'm tired of people telling him that he should retire to focus on his health. He didn't ask to be here, and y'all didn't either. So y'all just leave him alone. So what are you watching on? Oh, I'm just watching YouTube, trying to find something to watch on YouTube. Ain't nothing special. So yeah, y'all. I think I'm gonna end this live stream. Once again, I thank y'all for tuning in. This was a very, very fun stream. I love y'all to death, man. Y'all coming in, asking me all kinds of questions, and I was able to ask you for you. We talked a lot about what's happening with the police and everything, wrestling. Like, we had a great time talking about it, man, and that's what the DH crew is all about. Or should I say the DH family is about. You know what I'm saying? My subscribers, y'all coming in, checking your boy out, talking to me, having fun. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're all about. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love doing. So they are, man. So anyways, y'all, that's gonna be it for my live stream. If you enjoy, thank y'all for tuning in. And if y'all new, if you're just tuning in, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram at Devin the Dude Who's. Devin the Dude Who's 6864. And yeah, till then, DHR2. Love y'all. Peace out.